Satyam Vada Dharmachara. Good morning, friends. Suprabhat. I am Vipul Kumar. Welcome all of you today. News desk on income tax, GST, and corporate laws. Let's cover news on income tax. Bangalore Tribunal. ITAT remanded matter to determine whether closely held company received share application money exceeding fair market value from non-resident. In this case, in order to invoke provision of section 56 subsection 27b in case of a company in which public are not substantially interested, it is essential that amount in excess of face value of share to be issued is received from a resident. In another case, Bombay High Court dismissed appeal as ITAT finding that building was completed within required time under section 80 IV was finding of fact. In this case, where tribunal allowed claim of the assessee under section 80 IV subsection 10, finding that building in question was completed within a stipulated time, said finding being a finding of fact and revenue not having questioned that this finding was incorrect and had also not questioned veracity of completion or occupation certificate produced before tribunal. Appeal against order of tribunal would not be maintainable. Let's cover news on international taxation. Delhi Tribunal. No bill holding tax requirement on sum paid to foreign scientists for rendering professional services. In this case, where payment was made to two foreign scientists for independent scientific services covered under Article 14, being rendered by them, no tax was required to be deducted at source by SSE as they had no fixed permanent establishment in India, nor had they stayed in India for 183 days or more. In another case, notification issued by the Ministry of Finance. In this notification, Joint Secretary Farmer Welfare, DAC and FW notified under section 138 to identify eligible beneficiary under PM Kishan Yojana. The CBDT taxes, CBDT has notified Joint Secretary Farmers Welfare, Department of Agriculture, Cooperation and Farmer Welfare, Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, Government of India for the purpose of section 138 in connection with sharing of information regarding income tax assessee for identifying the eligible beneficiary under PM Kishan Yojana. Let's cover news on GST. GST Delhi High Court in Jian International versus Commercial Commissioner of Delhi Goods and Services dated 22nd July 2020. In this judgment, department has no right to point out any beneficiary in refund application after 15 days. Delhi High Court in this case held that the petitioner refund application dated 4th November 2019 was not processed till date. Neither acknowledgement nor deficiency memo has been issued within timeline of 15 days. Hence, refund application would be presumed to be complete in all respect as per Rule 89 of the CGST rules. The department has lost the right to point out any deficiency in refund application and is directed by Delhi High Court to pay refund amount with interest to petitioner within 2 weeks. In another case, the Advance Authority ruling Rajasthan, land given on lease for 99 years for residential development by a statutory body is liable to GST under RCM. Where applicant received a parcel of land on lease for a period of 99 years for residential development from RLDA, a statutory body, it can be regarded as availing rental or leasing services classifiable under heading 9972 and thus applicable to liable to pay GST under reverse charge mechanism. Let's cover news on the competition law. Ministry of Finance issued a press release. In this release, government tightened bidding norms for the border countries. The government of India on 24th July 2020 amended General Financial Rule 2017 to enable imposition of restriction on the bidders from countries which share a land border with India on grounds of defense of India or matters directly or indirectly related thereto, including national security. Let's cover news on the consumer protection. Ministry of Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution notification dated 23rd July 2020. Department of Consumer Affairs government notify new e-consumer rules under Consumer Protection Act. The Ministry of Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution has notified the Consumer Protection E-commerce Rule 2020, wherein various provisions related to duties of e-commerce entities, liability of marketplace, e-commerce entities, duty of seller, and so on have discussed in detail in this notification. Let's cover another news on consumer protection. Ministry of Consumer Affairs issued notification dated 23rd July 2020. And this notification sent certain provision of the Consumer Protection Act 2019 comes into force with effect from July 24, 2020. The central government has appointed 24th day of the July 2020 as the date on which the certain provision of the Consumer Protection Act 2019 shall come into force. In another notification issued by the Department of Consumer Affairs, Central Government Consumer Protection Authority as a body corporate. The central government has established the Central Consumer Protection Authority as a body corporate by the said name being perpetual succession and a common seal with powers subject to the provision of the Act and the rules and regulations made thereunder to acquire, hold and dispose of property, both movable and immovable, and to contract and shall be the said name, seal of the seal. In another news in competition law, CCI held mere public announcement of the existence of legal right in form of ownership of the brand name doesn't amount to abuse under section 4 of the competition law. A mere public announcement of existence of legal right in form of ownership of a brand name by opposite party does not amount to abuse within the meaning of the section 4, and therefore no competition concern can be said to be have arisen in such cases. In another case, CCI held mandatory certification prescribed by NHAI for service providers to participate in tender process wasn't unfair. NHAI engaged in economic activities like development, maintenance and management of the national highway, etc. is covered within the definition of enterprise, where NHAI has prescribed eligibility criteria that any service provider with prescribed certification was eligible to participate in tender. It could not be said to be unfair or discriminatory. Let's cover news on SEBI. SEBI notify format of the report for Code of Conduct violation under PIT provision of insider trading regulations. SEBI issued circular on 23rd July 2020. SEBI has notified the format of report for Code of Conduct violation under provision of insider trading regulation in order to report to the stock exchanges regarding violation under the SEBI provision of insider trading regulation 2015 relating to Code of the Conduct. Another circular issued by the SEBI, trading window restriction could not apply in respect of OFS and RE transaction. SEBI has come up with the circular which specified that trading window restrictions shall not apply in respect of OFS and RE rights entitlement transaction carried out in accordance with the framework specified by the board from time to time. Let's cover news on the IBC. Supreme Court orders NCLAT to opt for online hearing after it suspends did work on account of the staff testing positive for COVID-19, where applicant tribunal had closed its functioning as one of the employees was suffering from COVID-19. We should find out a way for online hearing in such a situation, and immediately on reopening should start hearing of matter on interim stay. Thank you so much for watching this news desk on income tax, GST and corporate law. We are trying to cover all the live law also, international taxation, FEMA, labor laws, saving, insurance, banking on daily basis. So that you get updation on regular basis. Please share among the student also, so that be aware of the about updation and under with the activity of the law. Thank you so much.